Hello, and we're back for another F1 2018 league race, and this time it's actually THL because AOR have 2 weeks off, so my next AOR video should be up in about 2 weeks' time. So yeah, this is actually the THL, and it's the first race of the season, and you can see I got off to a brilliant start by crashing out in qualifying, and that's actually the first time I've ever crashed out in qualifying, I think, from memory. Well, I think it's the first time I've never set a time in qualifying. So it could probably easily go down as my worst qualifying in history. Somehow I'm not last because I wasn't actually the only guy to not set a time. But you can see my teammate on pole ahead of Vladimir Jaeger. Of course, Jaeger and Lama at the front. Of course, they were competing for the championship last time. Last season when we were on F1 2017, and I was near the front, but never really up into their level. So it's looking like unless I can get myself sorted into the actual race, it's looking like that again. But you can see the two McLaren boys as well, also looking strong. So it should be between Ferrari, maybe even ourselves now. Seeing my teammate doing so well, and McLaren. So almost like 2010 to 2013, really, when those three teams really dominated. Anyway, here we are now from the back of the grid. I was still quite hopeful. Of course, able to start on the supers. I mean, it's a one-stop for everyone, to be honest, even if they start in ultras. But I was quite hopeful if I just kept it calm on the start, I'll gain a few positions. You see, I actually braked really late. I didn't actually expect anyone to brake early and I get tagged and spun round. So I think that's Pokemon Freak or something. But I mean, I was on the inside, so I tried to keep out of everyone's way. Yet somehow I still managed to get tagged and spun round. And you can see Aaron Gavin actually also getting caught up in the incident, which is unfortunate. So I don't know what happened on board his point of view, but I don't know how I managed to get spun like that. And yeah, it's been a really bad first lap because now pretty much last. And yeah, we're going to take advantage of the virtual safety car. And so it's probably going to end as soon as we get into the pits. And you can see as well, it's speeding by 1 mile per hour too much, and that gives us a 5-second penalty. So all in all, an awful first lap, and we're going to find ourselves at least 30-35 seconds behind the leaders, which right now is my teammate and Vladimir Jaeger, of course, fighting at the front. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate there, and we're sort of in the back, sort of the back train now. It probably would have been much better if I didn't actually get damaged, because I could have stretched the tyres and then taken it to one stop. But as soon as you get damage, especially, I had literally had a red ring, I had to pit, and as a result, yeah, I now find myself right at the back, and I have to make an extra stop as well. So this is the position I'm legitimately in right now. It's not like I've got saved a pit stop over everyone else. So I've got some actual work to do if I want to get back into this race, because I can't stretch the tyres to the end. But you can see it's actually Tobias as well, who's also, I think he had front wing damage or something, because we managed to get past him. And means we're not last, but you can see as well, Aki was actually lapping really fast, but he was stuck behind Pokemon Freak, the guy who spun me out at the beginning. But yeah, I think that was sort of holding him up. So as a result, I've been able to catch up to these two. So again, I don't really know what happened on board with Pokemon Freak's perspective. I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, it's racing at the end of the day, and I went in hot into turn 1, but you can see Aki's not going to be wise and let me through. And that's us up into P11. So we're nearly back into the points. As you can see, there's also Llama in the pits up ahead. So yeah, actually, surprisingly, already back into the points. As I think he's also had a bit of damage. As I think Tobias is actually fighting behind us with one of the Renaults. So we are actually ahead quite a few positions. People, as you can see, Aki actually retires. So yeah, I think he's just fed up with the way the race is going, to be honest. But yeah, even so, it's not been a good start for me. I mean, I can still see points ahead of me. So if I just keep driving, there's no point giving up, to be honest, because every point counts at the end of the day. Especially, I'm going to need every point I can get when I'm fighting the likes of Jaeger and Llama. But you can see Llama, somebody I would have expected to be in the podium, also really being caught out as well. And Tobias as well. I think Llama, Tobias, Jaeger and I were all top 4 last season at the end of the championship in F1 2017. And now 3 of us find ourselves in the last 3 positions. So yeah, even so, I've actually got quite used to starting at the back after the whole season at the back, really, in AOR last season. But yeah, you can see now we actually catch up to the back of Mikohon, who's actually pit. There's actually somebody else on to the side as well. That's actually Pokemon Freak. So unfortunately, he's off to the side, of course, after having our lap 1 incident with him. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just racing's racing, and I probably was more my fault because I went in quite hot into turn 1. But yeah, on the softs, I didn't really have the pace, and yeah, Tobias on the ultras, he's definitely gonna have to pit again. But there's no real point holding him up on the faster tyres. So immediately he was able to pull a gap, but then the ultras actually began to die literally within that lap, and as a result he was really slow. So I actually tried to get past him again, because you can see Mikohon's actually disappearing up the road. Yes, he's on fresher tyres, but that's what I want to be sort of aiming at, because I think he's in a net P5, P6 right now. So if I could sort of close back up to him, I could still have a shout at the top 8 if anything. but you can see Tobias actually goes off to the side, so that makes our life a bit easier. And also you can see Esgarki as well, one of the guys I also thought he was going to be in a podium. He's also off to the side, and there's another person off to the side. This time it's Ventrex. So of course that left-white section, absolutely horrible in this game. It's impossible to get right, and it's caught out quite a lot of people. It caught me out in qualifying. I was lucky to actually finish in there without spinning out there, but right now I haven't actually fallen foul of that curb since qualifying. But it is absolutely horrible. I mean, it can completely spit your car out, as we actually sit our 5-second penalty now. So this is basically our chance of a top 5 completely out the window. As you can see, that's actually Tobias and Aaron Gavin streaking past. So we have a good chance of getting both of them. And right now, I think he had 6th place in the bag. I wasn't actually able to stretch the tyres long enough to pit on ultras because you don't really get the best tyre wear on the pad. But on the supers, I was really confident that I could close up to these guys, even though you can see they're actually quite a long way up the road. And yeah, once I closed up to them, I thought I could get probably the pair of them. So 6th place was still looking likely, as we actually gain quite quickly. You can see Tobias able to get past Aaron Gavin, so Aaron Gavin definitely struggling on those tyres. But you can see we're going purple, we're going really fast, and yeah, within a few laps we caught Aaron Gavin, who dropped completely behind Tobias. So it's about trying to get past him as quick as possible. We actually back out of that move just to... you don't really want to be going side by side around those corners because you can spin out on your own, let alone when you're side by side. But yeah, we're just going to follow him through this section, trying to get a really good run on the DRS now, and yeah, just seeing if we can make a move. We're a bit too far back now, but you see he's going to park it in the middle of the track. He's going to brake really early, and oh, that's 100 brake pressure once again, and he lost a bit more front wing. I was really annoyed about that. It's a bit my fault as well, because of course with 100 brake pressure, I'm able to brake really late compared to these guys, but actually go around his outside, even with wing damage, and then he dives it up our inside, and so we completely get shoved off, and yeah, backwards once again, and that's basically my waste in a nutshell. Arguably my worst race of all time. I'm somehow still in P8 because there's only 8 runners, and yeah, it's definitely been the worst race of all time for me. But I persevered, and you can see actually Aaron Gavin up ahead, actually waiting up for us. So I was a bit annoyed at him at first for shoving us off, but I suppose him waiting up for us is really sportsmanlike. He didn't have to do that, so I gave him a little weave to show that I'm grateful. But of course, with 1 ring damage, it's going to be really hard to hold him up again. But yeah, still managing to go around the outside of him with ring damage. I was actually quite impressed with that move. But yeah, P6 is completely out the window now, so it's all about trying to hold on P7 from Aaron Gavin, but with front wing damage. He does have the better of us right now, so just trying to keep up with him, but we're well off the leaders, and it's been a horrible race for me right now. But yeah, once again, kudos for Aaron Gavin for waiting up. But you see as well, we tried to go around his outside, and I don't know, I wasn't even properly alongside him, and then, of course, again, just the physics of this game, we just sort of get glued together, so I was wise enough to back out of that move, but as a result I actually lose a bit more time. So you can see the leader's fast approaching, Jaeger just ahead of my teammate, so my teammate really keeping Jaeger honest, which is really impressive, considering Jaeger got second of course in AOR last week, and he is definitely a really fast racer. He has the time to sort of put a bit more time into this game than I do. Of course I do other games as well now, and I've got lots of work as well, but yeah, just trying to find a way past Aaron Gavin, but he was defending like his life depended on it, and which, I mean, kudos to him. I mean, he doesn't have to let me pass, he's already let me past once, so again, just trying to extend the tracks and trying to get past him, but of course you can't really accelerate on the glass, and yeah, at this point I don't really want to hold the leaders up, because I've been in the position before where I'm out in front, and I really get scared whenever there's a lap car, so just going to let my teammate pass as well, but my teammate probably thinking I'm absolutely useless right now. I lapped down, and that's the first time I've been lapped in almost a season now, so just showing how bad my race went. I think, yeah, I seldom did get lapped when I did at all, if I did at all, but again, we're going to try to go around the outside of Aaron Gavin. This is actually the last lap because we're a lap down. Again, we can't make it stick because we just keep banging his side pod. I don't know what it is with the traction this year, but you see he's actually gone wayward. He's got to go defensive. He's going to block us off, so we actually have to brake quite early. But again, he goes wide. We're going to have one more chance. He's actually going really slowly through this corner. We're actually going to run into the wall because of the dirty air, but we're going to be able to get the slipstream off. And he actually slows down. I don't know if he's letting us pass or not, but we're actually not quite able to get him on the line, and that is P8, and I don't think it mattered anyway because I don't think he had any penalties. And that is P last, and it's definitely the worst race I've ever finished, and the last time I came last place was God knows how long ago. But as we look at the actual results, you can see Jaeger winning from Sky in the end. Of course, this is the driver standings because we've only had one race. So Jaeger back on top again. Of course, he won the season last season after driving, actually joining a bit late. So now Lama and Esgarki, if you like, are both crashed out. Jaeger looking dominant up there, and of course in the constructors, it's between us and Ferrari right now, even so once again I'm getting carried by my teammate. It's been an all too familiar sight, to be honest, recently, so I had to really get my act together. Also, you can see Force India doing well, but yeah, I think we're the only team to get 2 people in the points, and that's because there wasn't actually many races at all. So out of 13 races, I finished 8th, which sounds alright on paper, but when only 8 finished, it's absolutely horrible. But yeah, as you see, Jaeger wins from Sky in the end, Ewan gets 3rd, and Sint all the way down in 4th, so I don't know what happened to him, because I expected him to be higher. But yeah, that's going to be it, and see you next